Welcome into the Bob Devaney Sports Center in Lincoln, Nebraska for round one action of the NCAA tournament. For the most fortunate of teams, there are only 6 matches left in the season. Of course, last year Nebraska was one of the 2 fortunate to play in 6. They lost the finale to Wisconsin, and the road to get back to Omaha begins here tonight at the Devaney Sports Center against Delaware State. The Hornets come in at 24-6. First swing is wide, and Nebraska on the board here in Lincoln. Welcome in, everyone. Along with Kathy Wieskamp, I'm Larry Putney. Good to have you with us for first round action from the NCAA tournament. Earlier tonight, the Kansas Jayhawks were winners over the Miami Hurricanes, so Kansas awaits the winner of this match for tomorrow night here at the Devaney Center. And from that left pin, the swing by Maldonado. And Maldonado gets the kill.
Maldonado will get several opportunities to swing in this match. She leads this team, had 313 kills this season. Very physical, has an ability to have a huge presence in the match, so keep your eye on her.
And of course, while Nebraska lost the finale last year to Wisconsin, the road this year is so much more treacherous, and not because of the opponents. Nebraska certainly had to go into Austin, Texas last year, knock off the Longhorns to make it to the Final Four. The road is more difficult this year, as you see Maldonado with another kill, because of what Nebraska has on the bench and the injuries and the uncertainties, etc. Here tonight, of course, Kinsey Knuckles is still out. Also tonight, Nicklin Hames still sitting on the bench for Nebraska.
And just Nebraska's gone through a lot of lineup changes throughout the season and stuff, but these kind of have come at a very crucial time in the season. And the good thing is they've had multiple lineups, and they're focusing on one at a time, and everybody doing the job that they've been given.
Dig by Orr, and the overpass. Bump set, free ball Nebraska. Orr out to the pin. Batenhorst off the top of the block. Good job defensively by Nebraska. Again, Batenhorst with the tip. But again, Delaware State is there. Behind to Krause, who goes line. And Lindsey Krause with her first swing and kill of the night.
Just nice job by Nebraska to really work pin to pin, utilizing a lot of attackers in that rally. And both these teams very good defensive teams. Actually, Nebraska is number 1 in holding opponents' hitting percentage to 129, and number 2 in the country right here, Delaware State.
So 2 of the best in the country defensively, Delaware State and Nebraska. Only 2 opponents all year long, Kathy, have hit better than 220 against this Delaware State team.
Pretty impressive.
Serve is wide there. Delaware State, the Hornets were the MEAC Conference champs in 2022. They are on a 9-match winning streak coming into this. And of course, Nebraska on a 2-match losing streak. The Huskers have lost 3 of their last 5.
This is the first time Delaware State has been to the tournament. Wow. Huge accomplishment for them and their program. Pretty exciting and pretty emotional for them. And they're just thrilled to be here and be in an environment they said that is going to be better than any that they could imagine.
Great up. Rodriguez again keeps it alive. Batenhorst swing is wide, no touch, point for the Hornets, and already here early we've seen 2 long rallies, and you're getting a sense of why these 2 teams defensively are so dynamic. Both teams right now with 8 points on the board, hitting 0. Pass is off. Alec will set. Oh, Batenhorst got a hold of that one.
And out of system. You know, Alec did a nice job putting that up in front of Batenhorst. Batenhorst comes in being aggressive and really drives through the ball. And because it's inside, cuts it right underneath that block.
A Lonnie Evans now in. She will set out of the back row with Nicklin Hames on the bench tonight. The two setters in the 6-2 will be Ani Evans as well as Kennedy Orr. Out to the pin. Good up in the back row by Kubik. Evans to Batenhorst again. Batenhorst has stepped up here late in the season and had some nice matches. Gets another kill. She has two.
And she's had to come in with the change in with Kinsey Knuckles in and out. She's come in. She's been playing 6 rotations. A lot of a lot on her shoulders there, and she's really done a great job handling that. And again, mentally focusing and playing all those rotations adds an extra load to her, not only physically but mentally.
Great up by Rodriguez again. First team All Big Ten.
And continues to just dig. She's such a great, defensive player, but also passer.
Good swing right down the line, and there is Valeria Otero with the kill. Otero averages just over 2 kills per set.
Great swing there by Otero. The line was given to her, and she takes advantage of that. She goes outside of Mendelson.
So now back to serve is Valeria Otero. Otero is a junior out of Puerto Rico. 5 Puerto Ricans on this squad for Delaware State. Nebraska into the net and saved Delaware State on that one. The hit would have been well long. 6-6 here early on. Batenhorst again off the top of the block. And Allie Batenhorst now with 3 kills. So Batenhorst rotates into the back row. That'll put Kubik up front, along with Maggie Mendelson, who looks like she's playing right side right here. Becca Alec at the middle. Typically you would see Whitney Launstein in that role, subbing in right now, but Mendelson, the freshman, with the block right there.
That's why they have her over on that right side. She poses such a huge block, really challenging the outside across the net.
Tough serve by Batenhorst. Out of the back row. Swing is not down from Otero. Just long on the swing. No touch point for the Hornets.
And a little different. Delaware State's block is smaller. And so hitters, where they're normally trying to find hands and use hands, hit that high hands, it's a little different location. It's a lot lower here. So we're seeing some balls go a little bit long. That may be part of the reason why.
Look at the two rosters. Kathy, you mentioned the block is shorter. There's shorter all the way around. Delaware State, as that kill by Alec goes off the block. Delaware State's tallest player is 6'1".
Yep.
No player taller than 6'1". Nebraska has 8 players taller than 6'1".
A little difference there for both teams to adjust as they're seeing something they're probably not used to.
So Alec now to serve. Off the block and a kill by Cordero, Karen Cordero, who hits 232 on the year. He's a first team all junior college All-American out of Western Nebraska Community College.
She led the junior college players with a 568 kills in 2021. So very effective. And she's been a great add to this program.
Into the block, good coverage. Back row swing off the tape by Otero, not down. Sharp angle, great dig by Otero. And did not clear the tape. Free point for Nebraska on the hitting error by the Hornets. Tried line, but a little wide on the swing from Maldonado. Maldonado on the year for an outside, Kathy, hits .349.
Yeah.
First team all-conference.
She is just difficult to stop on the outside, and she's been really their kind of bread and butter. They do have some effective middles, but she has really been the one who's been consistent for them. And look at that high hitting percentage, as you mentioned, key, especially out of system.
Maldonado with the kill, 11-9.
She had 14 matches this season where she had 10+ kills. So you can see her numbers really speak for themselves.
Tipped by Krause, not down. Bump set outside, but there is Caitlin Horde.
I was going to say, Caitlin Horde right there to stop that. Takes that hard cross-court swing. And she does such a great job. Look at that penetration and reach over the net.
Overpass, and Horde puts it down.
Just can't do that. Horde up there is going to take that and send it back at you aggressively.
Tell you what, impressive start here for Nebraska. 13-9, good run here.
Tough serve.
And the ace.
Kubik putting that pressure on Otero, trying to make her play that ball, make it difficult for her to get back in the offense and swing, or at least slow her down a bit.
Oh, into the block. Krause is there, shut down Otero.
Great setup by Krause, takes that hard angle, pushes in.
It is a 4-0 run for Nebraska heading into the first time out. Huskers on top of the Hornets, 15-9 here in Lincoln. Back at the Bob Devaney Sports Center, round one of the NCAA tournament. Nebraska and Delaware State. Huskers on a 4-0 run, on top now, 15-9. Maddie Kubik on the serve. Dig again. Wow, some of those, the way she slides, surprised she doesn't have strawberries all over.
She's just so smooth, and just the key is she's relaxed. Great position and relaxed. A lot of scrambling here.
Double called on Nebraska, point for the Hornets. And again, a double. Couple of doubles on Nebraska give the Hornets 2 points. Serving here is Yasmal Cruz. Cruz, career record holder for digs and digs per set for the Hornets.
Talk about efficiency there too. She's had 15 or more digs 16 times this season, so pretty consistent.
Oh, into the block, Batenhorst with the solo.
Just great setup, takes it full on. Again, Maldonado does a great job swinging, and if you go up there and are solid, you're gonna have to be solid. You can stop her.
Into the block. Right back to Otero again, and off the touch, a point.
Nice job there by Otero to keep working, and again, making adjustments in her swing based on the block.
So back into serve now is Elena Lacey. Elena and Anderson, the two setters. So when Anderson rotates in front. In comes Lacey. Batenhorst, just long, no touch. Or behind her, off the block of Otero and out, and Krause with another kill. And early on, Krause with 2 kills on 4 swings.
Krause's done a great job here, particularly late in the season. We've talked about her. She's had to move around and play multiple positions. But lately, she's really come in and been a spark and done some really great things at key times.
On the slide. Roddy with the up, back to Batenhorst.
Great adjustment there by Batenhorst, mixing things up. She's been swinging, missing some hands, trying to go long. Great control of the ball into that donut area.
Little tip in the middle. Alex sends it right back over the defense, back line, and Alec with the kill.
I just love Alec being aggressive and assertive up there. She doesn't hesitate, doesn't overthink things, just makes strong plays.
Delaware State will take the timeout. Nebraska on top here, 19-13 in round number 1 of the NCAA tournament. We'll take a break as well. Huskers on top. Back here at the Devaney Center, along with Kathy Wieskamp, I'm Larry Putney. Great to have you with us for first round action of the NCAA tournament. 19-13, Nebraska on top. That goes off the hands of Batenhorst. Mendelson has come in and provided a bit of a spark. A couple of swings for Maggie Mendelson. Put that one away.
Nice job here swinging, cutting that cross court, swinging at the setter. She's really working hard, getting that good contact point. And she's made some really nice blocks up there as well. So as you said, mentioned, nice stretch for her here.
Out of the back row, not down to the swing. Good job defensively. Good reaction by Nebraska to keep it alive. Second touch. Great dump.
Yep. Great decision to send it over. Nebraska scrambling a little bit, so just send it back to them quick before they can get organized, and it's profitable.
On the slide, right on the back line. What a shot again by the all-freshman team performer in the Big Ten Conference, Becca Alec.
She's been working really hard trying to, again, diversify herself and increase her range. Here she comes around on that slide. Great line shot in that deep corner.
Just inside the line of the kill, 21-15.
Taking that ball back, catches the inside hand of Alec. Just a nice swing there by Lewis.
Barrier with the serve, and it is long. So now Nebraska 3 away from set number 1.
Checking in the serve for Nebraska, number 7, Maisie Bozinger.
Into serve for Nebraska, Maisie Bozinger, a freshman out of Norris High School. It is quiet here at Devaney.
Good tough serve, just what they needed.
Free ball, Evans behind to Mendelson. Nice dig in the back row by Cruz. And a double called on the Hornets.
ace.
So set point for Nebraska here in the first, and a timeout taken by Dr. Bruce Atkinson. 24-15. Here's another look
Nice,
at the ace by Mosinger.
A lot of nice movement on that ball. You can see it was moving and floating to the outer edge of the court. Tough ball to handle. Got to really get outside or it's going to do just what it did, spray into the crowd.
Nebraska hitting 250 here in set one. Just 0-5-0 for Delaware State. As we said earlier, these two are the better defensive teams in the country. In fact, they are 1 and 2. Nebraska allowing teams to hit just 129. Delaware State holding opponents to a 132 hitting percentage.
Nebraska's block really a factor so far. 5 blocks for Nebraska, none for the Hornets.
Kansas awaits the winner. The Jayhawks looked impressive in sweeping Miami.
They looked really good. They came in, played very sharp, very clean, served really tough, and I think that was the key to it, and then that fed into them doing well and being effective with their block, etc. But a really nice first match, and like you said, awaiting to see what's in store for them next. They played well in the tournament. The last couple years really have kind of made their mark here and have played their best.
So it is set point here in Lincoln. Set behind, the block is there, and on the 6th block of set number 1, Nebraska takes the first, 25-15. After a bit of a slow start, the Huskers dominate the rest of the way, and they end on a 4-0 scoring run to take set 1, 25-15. Huskers lead it here in Lincoln, 1-0. Back here at the Bob Devaney Sports Center, along with Kathy Wieskamp, I'm Larry Putney. You know, it's been since Kathy DeBoer was playing volleyball at Nebraska that this team, Delaware State, has won a MEAC conference tournament. It was 1986, Kathy.
That would have been
your
my
junior year. That's right.
Yep. And that was a great year, by the way, as the Huskers went to the Final Four and were in that championship match.
That's right. They won the MEAC conference this year for the first time in nearly 40 years, 1986. First ever trip to the NCAA tournament for the Delaware State Hornets out of Dover, Delaware. Come in with a 9-match winning streak. Really have to like what Dr. Bruce Atkinson has done with this Hornets squad. He's only been there, this is his 4th season. They've had their 2 best seasons ever in the history of the program in back-to-back years under his tutelage.
He's done a phenomenal job. Wow.
There.
Talk about phenomenal job.
Kubik with the kill.
Senior captain Maddie Kubik starts set number 2 off with a bang.
Tough serve there by Kubik, but a nice pass off the top of the block, kept alive. Free ball over. One-handed up, boy.
Just her tracking and her just reaction is incredible.
Yeah, she's playing as well as I've seen her play this year right now. I mean, everything is up. And thanks to 2 great digs by first-team Big Ten libero, Nebraska gets the point.
She's just so consistent. Her platform, her court awareness, her quickness, reaction. Can't say enough about the play of Lexi Rodriguez.
Kylie Murr was named Libero of the Year in the Big Ten Conference this year. Hard to argue with that. Murr had a phenomenal season, all-time digs leader at Ohio State, and her, I believe it's super senior year for Murr.
Rodriguez just a sophomore.
And was Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year last year.
as that freshman, which
yeah.
is incredible honor and accomplishment. Great
Great
up there by Orr.
Wow. Boy, Nebraska's spot on tonight defensively.
Very calm, doing a great job staying disciplined and in position, and that's something you really need to do, especially a team you haven't seen, kind of a different type of team. It's been really focused and pretty sharp.
Krause back line. What a shot by, took a little bit off it, some top spin and got it to drop.
Just Krause again doing great things here, deep corner. Cross, as you mentioned, just a little tempo change, but the key was that wrist snap and keeping that hand high and controlling it in that deep corner.
Will not get over. So point for the Hornets. That's their first after a 5-0 run here to open set number 2.
You know, and back to Rodriguez, I mean, the Hornets have got to be frustrated. Like, everything she touches, I mean, she's getting her hands on everything over there. But they seem to be staying very patient here and keep working at it.
Batenhorst with the swipe. Did it hit the block? It did not. It goes wide.
And again, some of that is the height of those hands, finding those hands on that swipe.
Batenhorst tips it, sends it right back. Off the block, not down. Back row Kubik. Good up by Otero. Maldonado goes line, but Rodriguez is right there. Roddy again and again. Oh, what a point won by the Hornets. Wow.
Huge win there for the Hornets to get that one. A lot of energy. There's always fun. Those long rallies, but just what incredible defense and just reaction on both sides.
Some crazy stuff there by Roddy. Great dig, fell to the floor. The second one comes over and from the floor, she keeps it alive, and that one right in front of her for the ace. And all of a sudden, after a 5-0 Nebraska run, the Hornets have answered on a 4-0 run of their own.
That ace by Cordero is her 53rd this season. She is tough at that service line.
Tipped over by Batenhorst.
Batenhorst just really doing some nice things as far as placing the ball in different locations, making the defense make decisions and communication.
Maldonado into the block. Becca Alec with the solo. 7 blocks for Nebraska.
Maldonado really came in and aggressive and trying to take that hard iron. She likes that wrist down, and a block was there and right in front of her.
On the slide, into the net.
Yep.
Net violation on Nebraska, point for the Hornets. Kathy, you take a look at the swings in this match for Nebraska. Allie Batenhorst with 22 of 44 total.
Yep.
Allie Batenhorst has as many swings as the rest of the team combined.
A lot of balls been going to the outside, been pushing it to her, or she's been taking them out of system.
There's Batenhorst again, and that time it is Delaware State, DSU into the net. It's going to be an interesting second round battle should Nebraska hold on to win this against Delaware State. Nebraska, Kansas here in Lincoln. It's a Kansas squad and Ray Bichard who are used to playing Nebraska. They played in the spring out in Grand Island. Kansas took a set off of Nebraska at the Grand Island Event Center.
And looked really, really sharp tonight. And so
served really well.
Yes, I think that's the key. And with Nebraska, with some different lineups, they've been having to change their serve-receive patterns, who's in, and how they line up with that. So if they could put some pressure on and keep that tough serving going, it really will be, I think, a fun match.
Maldonado off the block gets the kill.
Maldonado's 5th kill. Her hitting percentage is in the negatives as she's been trying to work around this big block, and Nebraska's keyed in on her. As we talked about, she's kind of their leading attacker, averages about 3 kills per set and hitting about a 350. So her number's definitely lower tonight as she's in the negatives.
Double call that time on Evans. So Evans picks up the double. That's the 3rd double call on Nebraska's setters tonight.
Pulling the setters off the net here and trying to set that back over. Just not getting good hands up quick enough or good clean contact. Key is a good pass here for Nebraska.
Yeah, they don't get it. Instead, it's the ace, and that's going to have John Cook pop off a chair and take a timeout. So good run here by Delaware State. DSU back in it here in the 2nd set. 9-8 Nebraska. Huskers take a timeout. We will too. We'll be back here in a minute. NCAA tournament round number 1 here at the Bob Devaney Sports Center. Glad to have you with us from here in Lincoln. Delaware State with its first ever trip to the NCAA tournament, representing themselves very well here in set number 2 on a 3-0 run. Trail 9-8 after Nebraska had opened up a 5-0 lead here in the 2nd set. Evans back to Alec on the slide. Off the top of the block, kept alive. Otero into the block, and another block for Nebraska. That is Mendelson and Alec side by side.
Great job there. Alec coming around on that slide behind. She stays on that right side, leaves Mendelson in the middle hoop. Mendelson has played middle for Nebraska also, so really puts him in an opportunity to mix up some different schemes up front.
Here is Kubik, and Kubik into the block and out. And Maddie Kubik picks up her 2nd kill of the match.
Big swing there, power by Kubik. Lewis there, hands there, but again, not in a position to be able to force that ball down into the court.
Nebraska here in this 2nd set hitting 333. Delaware State -111, and there is another block, and that time it is Kubik, and the blocks are racking up on Nebraska's side.
I believe that would be number 9 for Nebraska, and just really challenging and pressuring the offense. Right now, in this current set, Delaware State is hitting -158.
Batenhorst picks up the ace. Believe that's her 1st of the season.
She's just taken on this new role of 6 rotations, so I believe that is number 2 for the
Second
season.
ace of the season. So another timeout here on the floor, 13-8 Nebraska. If we think back again, Kathy, to the possibility of Nebraska and Kansas in round number 2, there are a couple of bad omens going against Nebraska in that matchup. If you think, when was the last time Nebraska lost at home in the 2nd round of the NCAA tournament? It was against a team from Kansas.
Kansas State, and you and I were there.
We were there.
Nebraska, I believe, was maybe number 2 at that point.
Yeah.
And on that 2nd round, K-State came in and played a phenomenal match and knocked off the Huskers.
Susie Fritz, the coach of Kansas State, getting that win, who was just let go by Kansas State here this week. And then the second, if you're looking just at omens, things to be aware of, right? The other is that last year Kansas went on the road in the 2nd round against the home team from Nebraska, knocked off that team and moved on to the Sweet 16. That was against Creighton.
So came to Lincoln, knocked off Oregon first.
Yep, right.
And then rolled into the 2nd round of Creighton, and just a great performance. And we said that they played really well in their postseason, and Ray Burchard has them prepped and ready.
Yeah.
And it's one game at a time. 1 point at a time, and everyone, you know, it's a new season.
Yeah, if they serve the way they did earlier tonight, it'll be a good one tomorrow night. Nebraska's serve receive is going to have to hold up in that one. So Batenhorst off the ace, and Nebraska now on a 4-0 run of its own. And a second ace by Batenhorst. That is her 3rd of the season. See how I did math there?
That was good.
Yeah, thank you.
Math major. You know, Batenhorst, as we talked, moved into the 6th rotation position, and she's really done a terrific job with that.
Back row, Batenhorst got the kill. That is the 24th swing, 8 kills now for Allie Batenhorst, and they are finding her all over the floor.
She's taken on quite a load here physically. You know, she stepped in and doing a lot of things in this match.
On the slide back across, Evans with the one-handed up, keep it alive. Again, Rodriguez with the up.
Rodriguez is saving balls like nobody's business out there. She is just getting under balls. She's popping them up. She's just in the right positions, knowing where she needs to be. And her teammates then are finishing it off. Their great big swing there by Maddie Kubik.
It is a hot Roddy tonight. There is no doubt. She is digging everything. 16-8, Nebraska on a 7-0 run. And finally slowed in the kill in the middle by Danielle Allen.
Allen had a triple block up there in front of her, so nice job for her to find a way to utilize those hands for the advantage. Tough service there. It's never good, but a tough one there after you fought off and stopped a run. Want to get something going.
Boesinger back in now for Nebraska to serve. Run the middle, not down, and the swing by Lewis. Out of the back row, Otero. Here is Mendelson. And Maggie Mendelson with the kill. That is her 2nd of the match.
She's 2nd kill out of 3 swings, doing a tremendous job there on that right side.
Tough serve. Quick pace. I like the pace out to Cordero. Just did not keep it between the lines. And it is now a 9-1 run, 3-0 for the Huskers. Tip is down. And did not clear the net though.
Nope.
Fell on the Hornets side, and another timeout will be taken by Bruce Atkinson. So Nebraska has extended the lead big here in set number 2. They are on a 10-1 run. Nebraska leads it 20-9 here in set number 2. We'll be back in Lincoln in just a moment. Maisie Boesinger still serving for Nebraska. Huskers in the middle of that 10-1 run. Bump set.
Great up.
Mendelson thought it was down, but great dig. And a point for Delaware State.
And John's got the,
here's the crowd yelling about they thought that kill from Mendelson was down, and John doesn't get off the chair. He just holds up the card.
Here it is.
Here you go.
This is what I want. It was a great big swing there by Mendelson, cutting it across. Like I said, most people in this facility thought it was down.
Thought it was down, yeah. Mike Hamilton is our R1. He's in the chair. Wade Brent's our R2. He's in the monitor looking right now. Ken Corum, Lisa Kresha are our line judges for round number 1 of these NCAA championships. A lot of chalk going on right now in the NCAA tournament. Georgia Tech, the number 5 seed in the Texas region, was a winner 3-0. And they reversed the call. It was down and a point for Nebraska.
Macy Bosinger is doing a great job here. They're bringing her in as a serving specialist, and she's been mixing up some nice floaters. That last serve was a short serve to try and kind of cause some congestion up front, but exactly what they need her to do.
Overpass. Cubic. Wow, Nebraska just running away here in this second set. Now on top 22-9.
That short serve again giving them some fits. See if they go back to it.
12-1 Nebraska run, and they have 6 in a row.
Ford doing a great job getting back in the middle.
Back out to the pin. Dig by Evans. There is Cubic. Takes a little off it, tools the block, gets a kill. 23-9.
4 kills for Cubic. Nebraska really balanced. Batenhorst with most kills. She's got 8, but Cubic with 4. Alec, Krause, Mendelson all with 3. So real balanced offense.
Evans quick to Horde. Got it. Hey, there's Caitlin Horde. She's in the game and on the board. Second team All Big Ten performer, Caitlin Horde, after 3 consecutive years of being first team. Set point here in the second, 24-9. On the slide, Cubic is there to shut it down, and Nebraska rolls in set number 2. 25-9 is the score. Huskers on top 2-0 here in Lincoln. In that set, the Huskers hit 522 to -156 for Delaware State. 2-0 Nebraska lead. We'll be back here at the Devaney Sports Center. And welcome back to the Bob Devaney Sports Center. Kathy Wieskamp, Larry Putney bringing you all the action from round 1 here of the NCAA tournament. End of that last set, impressive. Kathy, it was 9-8 Nebraska. John Cook calls a timeout. Nebraska goes on a 16-1 run to end set number 2. Bottle that speech up and hold it.
Just incredible. And a lot of it Nebraska server.
Right.
And Maisie Bosinger came in, did exactly what they need a serving specialist to do, come in and really challenge the serve receive. And that all set up the Nebraska's offense as well to be productive, hitting an incredible 5:45 last set. And with that tough serving and defense, as you mentioned, holding the Hornets to a -156. That's the story of set number 2.
Yep. So Ani Evans will start it off for Nebraska. Nebraska hosting in this first round of the NCAA tournament for the 37th time. They have been in 41 NCAA tournaments. That is an NCAA record. They've never missed an NCAA appearance. It was 2 teams that had never missed until the COVID year hit, and Stanford did not make the tournament during the COVID year, and you feel bad for Kevin Hambly and that Stanford team because the regulations going on in California at the time, they didn't even know if they were going to be able to have a season.
Yeah.
They couldn't practice. They didn't get on the floor until I believe it was 10 days before their first match was the first time they practiced. That team was kind of out of sorts all year, ended up not making the tournament, and that's what ended the Stanford Cardinal streak.
Yeah, just a tough situation for them, and
Yeah.
just too bad, you know, that that's what it looked like. But Nebraska continues and working to continue to push that even further and push the envelope on that number. Wow.
Down the line goes Krause, and Krause gets the kill. Whitney Lonstein also back into the game now as well.
Yep, just a little different lineup here we're seeing. But just what an incredible shot there by Krause down the line, just buries the ball.
The block by Kubik rolls along the tape and falls on the Hornets side.
Block number 12 for the Huskers. The blocking number statistics are 12-0 right now.
It goes back to we mentioned earlier off the top in set number 1, the size difference between these two teams as Krause had an opportunity from the service line and put it into the tape. The size difference between these two, the Hornets do not have a player taller than 6'1". Nebraska, you look at their roster, 8.
Yes.
8 players taller than 6'1", and it's manifesting itself in 12-0 in blocks.
Absolutely. And
Here's Lonstein again.
that could, that block can be so frustrating for an attacker, and then you try to make adjustments, and then you tend to make errors, and so there's a lot that goes into that too.
Great bump set right there, right to the pin, and gave Kubik plenty of time to fire away out of system.
Kubik's 6th kill. She's hitting over 400 here. She's had 6 kills, 11 swings, 1 error, hitting 455. So just great numbers for her tonight. Krause hitting 500. She's 4 kills on 8 swings, no errors. So we're seeing some really clean performances.
And another block by Lonstein.
Just great. The key there was she's reaching across, and when they do their block training, it's about reaching across. Good hands there, good execution.
Ran the middle, not down. Good hustle by the libero Cruz, but they couldn't get it back over. And it is a 6-2 lead for Nebraska. It's a nice job from the service line here by Bosinger. 3-0 Husker run.
Coming in, doing again. She's got that great short serve. And a good follow-up dig.
Free ball it over. Bosinger steps into set. Lonstein. Good angle, but a nice up. And another free ball. Good hustle by Krause to get there.
Good placement of that free ball.
Again, Bosinger dives in. Now it's the Hornets with the free ball.
Love seeing
Run the middle, tipped wide. Point, Nebraska.
Maisie Bosinger getting lots of hugs and celebration from her teammates on some great defensive plays.
Great saves there by Bosinger twice.
Yep, not only is she doing a good job service, but she's doing the second part of her job is playing great defense.
Short serve again, pushed out to the left pin. The block is there again. Lonstein with Nebraska's 14th block.
Cordero is in trouble there. Lonstein going up big and strong.
It is a 4-0 Nebraska run. Huskers lead at 8-2 here in the third. Welcome back to the Bob Devaney Sports Center. Nebraska in the middle of a 5-0 run, leading at 8-2. A good push to the outside of that right pin, and Maldonado gets the kill. Maldonado with 6 kills, hitting, -136, 1, 2, 3, 5 players for Delaware are hitting in the negative. In the current set, they're negative 357.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
Oh
And
my.
with that, they were negative over 400 prior to that swing. Just tough.
Maldonado, negative 136. Allen, negative 143. Otero, negative 105. Cordero, negative 136.
But Nebraska 13 blocks.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I mean, and just start combining all those things and makes sense.
Big swing out of the back row by Lindsey Krause. It'll be interesting to see next year. You know, does Krause become a 6-row player? Lonstein certainly passes well. Batenhorst is doing it right now. Has stepped into that role. Just long. Kennedy Orr now serving. Been a tough go for Kennedy Orr after the major knee surgery she had, then thought it was fixed and had to have another minor surgery. It's just been a long road back for Nebraska's sophomore setter. Serve is wide.
At the line serving for the Hornets, number 1, Cordero.
And the shank pass, the ace for Delaware State. Cordero back serving. The first team junior college All-American from last year, played at Western Nebraska Community College. Better pass there. Ooh, right off the top of the block. That was a swing there by Krause. By Cubic. And that time into the block, Mendelson got a hand on it.
Mendelson doing a tremendous job up at the block. She's big up there. She's strong. We've talked about her being a middle blocker, so she's got good technique up there. Just making that adjustments and doing it on the right side. Again, we're seeing a different lineup here in this third set. You've got Krause playing that 6 rotations around versus Batenhorst. You've got Mendelson then playing that right side. So just getting a look, Nebraska's had to make a lot of adjustments in their lineup this season, and just kind of preparing and making everybody ready to do whatever they need to do for this team.
Tough serve.
Love it, love it,
Wow!
love it.
Bumps it out to Krause.
And Krause didn't hesitate at all. She came driving in after that ball like she was in system. Great, great swing.
How impressive has Krause been here in this back half of the Big Ten Conference season and so far tonight?
Just consistent and solid, and,
Yeah.
and I think that's the key.
Good save by Orr there. It was off the side of the block. Mendelson will get a swing, and then one hands it up. Another opportunity for Mendelson, and got it down.
Give me another shot at it, she says, and I'll finish it. Nebraska really feeling comfortable out there right now, obviously, but enjoying playing together and working with each other in these different lineups and systems.
Otero with the swing up by Cubic. There is Krause again. Out of the back row. Not down to the swing by Cordero.
Great.
And good angle, just took a little off it.
Yep, just great adjustment, tempo change there. Great control of the ball, placing it into that open area.
And the numbers and the disparity just continue to grow between the two. Nebraska 338 in the match. Delaware State negative 134.
I'm going to talk about Krause. 7 kills on 12 swings, hitting .583 tonight.
Wow. There she is again. Those numbers just continue to grow. Krause, 8 kills now.
Just going up confidently and swinging aggressively.
Checking into the game for the Hornets, number 17, Naz Tunci.
So setter out of Istanbul, Turkey, Naz Tunci is checked in for Delaware State. Bumps that outside and hitting air and miscommunication there. Misconnection.
Yep.
And a timeout taken by Delaware State. Nebraska in the middle of a 6-0 scoring run. They lead it in control here in set number 3, 18-5. We are back here at the Bob Devaney Sports Center in Lincoln. Round number 1 of this NCAA tournament. Delaware State, the opponent for Nebraska, here on the Huskers' home floor. Nebraska right now holding Delaware State to negative 141 hitting percentage in the match. The lowest hitting percentage Nebraska has ever held an opponent to was back in 2013. Louisiana Monroe, negative 132. So this, at this point, would eclipse the lowest ever opponent hitting percentage for Nebraska.
Let's pay attention to that till the end of the match here, see where we end up.
That'll help it a bit.
Yep.
Good swing and a kill by Danielle Allen.
And a much needed positive for the Hornets.
Krause, first hitting error for Lindsay on the night. She leads Nebraska with 19 kills. I'm sorry, 9 kills on 14 swings.
And they're challenging the touch on that. Krause immediately turned and said, yes, coach.
So maybe not her first hitting error. We'll find out. Well, I guess if you're going to find a way to open up round number 1 of the NCAA tournament, if you're Nebraska, this is the way you open it up. It's been an impressive performance.
And sometimes these games can be frustrating or a struggle just because the two teams are very different, or you're playing somebody that's a different look than what you've seen in the conference play or whatever. But Nebraska's come out and played very clean, very loose tonight, and have made any adjustments. I mean, it was a little bit tight early on in the first set, but since then has really kind of got in the groove and used a lot of lineups and different people in the mix, and people have come in and done what they need to do in each of those situations or in the various lineups.
So it was not an error hitting by Krause. She does get the touch, point reversed. Nebraska now up 20-6, and Krause now in double digits in kills. She has 10, no errors, 15 swings, hitting .667.
And leading all players with those numbers.
Alexi Rodriguez serving for Nebraska. The Huskers in the middle of an 8-1 run. Tried the line, but missed it. There is Otero with the hitting error.
Otero's really been trying to work that line or that outside hand, and actually Mendelson was inside, so it was a good idea.
Yeah.
Here we have a sub for Nebraska.
Yeah, and here she comes.
Hayden Kubik.
I'll say it felt like one of those matches where we might see Hayden Kubik late. 6'2" freshman out of West Des Moines, Iowa. This might be the last time
So
she
Hayden
gets to
coming
play.
in, I believe, for Maddie. So
And she is coming in for big sister.
very cool.
But
Passing the torch, is that kind of a symbolic?
yeah. Yep. Rodriguez to serve. Ace backline by Rodriguez. Nebraska's 5th ace of the match. Make it 6. And Roddy might just serve Nebraska
To the end.
to the win.
We talked about Roddy playing such a great game today. 217 digs, 2 service aces. Just been solid.
Bump set to Otero into the block and down. And that will make it set point here, match point for Nebraska here in the 3rd. Match point number 1, negative 146. Delaware State is hitting. This would be a new all-time low for a Nebraska opponent. Tried down the line, not there. Bump set. Here's Krause. Good tip and kill in the middle. Have not called Kelsey Dawson's name a lot, but she gets the kill there. Dawson came in hitting .329 on the year. Match point number 2. Free ball over, opportunity here for the Hornets. Off the block, one and up by Rodriguez. In the middle, the tip again. Orr is there, bump set, Mendelson. Nebraska kept it alive. Maldonado could not get it down. Another free ball opportunity for the Hornets. Otero not down. What an inning this could be here. Krause not down. Maldonado into the block and out. Maldonado gets the kill. So match point number 3. Other way, Mendelson. Net violation called on Alec. And another point for Delaware State. So 3 straight for the Hornets.
I like the fight.
24-9. Match point again, the 4th. Ace backline. What a shot there by Madison Martin, the freshman defensive specialist. Match point 5. Alec not down. But it didn't get back over. And Nebraska wins it in a sweep in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Nebraska in the match hits .341. Delaware State negative .108.
So with those last little stretch, kept themselves out of the record book here. Again, I just like that they fought,
Yeah.
at the end, and It's a good outing for Nebraska here as well. Congratulations on Delaware State. First time ever in the NCAA tournament, and good win for the Huskers. And now we're in for a great matchup between Nebraska and Kansas tomorrow night.